To the happy hour, everybody. Happy Monday here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I am Rico. Nick will be joining me shortly. He's got some business to attend to, so he'll be in here in a little bit. But it's just me here on the happy hour, brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting. Join me for the little bit of time that I am here solo. 402-464-5685 Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Sartor Heyman text line, and on the Sartor Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and on Allo, channel 951 if you have Allo. Welcome in. How are you all doing? I hope that you all had a wonderful weekend with Nebraska football winning, as Matt Rule says, not ugly, but tough. Winning a tough game against the Purdue Boilermakers. I hope you had a wonderful time watching volleyball remain undefeated as the lone undefeated team in NCAA D1 volleyball, as the Citadel fell in 5 sets. Nebraska beats Maryland and Rutgers in straight sets, sweeping both of them 3-0. A little bit of a closer match on Sunday than anybody probably expected, but still got the job done. And men's and women's basketball exhibitions, both of them take care of business. The women against Dakota Wesleyan, the men against Doane. Oh, and guess what? Nebraska sports wasn't done, as the women's soccer team took care of business in the quarterfinals, first round against Ohio State, a 3-2 victory. Moving on, going to Columbus, Ohio for the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament, as they will take on Wisconsin, the Badgers, a team that Nebraska has faced as they started the Big Ten season against the Badgers and tied them here in Lincoln 2-2. The Badgers with a very late goal to tie that one up. No ties in the tournament, though, as they'll have to go to a shootout, which is how Wisconsin made it this far, or made it past the quarterfinals and into the semifinals, as they won a shootout after I believe it was a 1-1 tie. They won the shootout 4-1, so dominated in the shootout. Nebraska, Wisconsin will meet in Columbus, Ohio later on this week to see who moves on to the Big Ten. I think that one would be the Big Ten finals, Big Ten championship finals, to see who is the Big Ten tournament champions and see if Nebraska can get their way into the NCAA tournament. Eleanor Dale, the nation's leading goal scorer, continues her hot streak as she scores 2 goals in that one against Ohio State, taking her total to 25 on the season. Sarah Weber, who you can hear on these very airwaves on Tuesdays. Her and Sammy Hawk have their own show, Ticket Weeknights, on Tuesdays, on and off the pitch with Sammy and Sarah and Sammy. Sarah with a nice laser of a goal kind of early in that one to get a 2-1 lead. Ohio State kept it within 1 goal, never led, but then Eleanor Dale with her second goal in the second half there against the Buckeyes to take the win, 3-2. Soccer moves on. Volleyball, as I said, takes care of business against Maryland and Rutgers. A sweep of Maryland. Not really close in that one. That was their first match back after the Wisconsin match. And when I tell you that it was quiet in the Bob, it was a little eerie how, and look, it's not that it was, quiet and not loud and not raucous, but compared to that Wisconsin environment, I mean, really anything's going to be quiet compared to that. So that first match back against Maryland, people were loud and excited. They did their hype video, which included some of the shots from the Wisconsin match, including the final victory celebration on the court, got the crowd going a little bit, and just a nice celebration there. But it was a little quiet in the Bob, a little eerie, a little sleepy, but Nebraska brought their own energy and took care of business, sweeping the Maryland Terrapins. Harper Murray had herself a heck of a match against Maryland. Not the greatest against Rutgers the second night, but Merritt Beeson kind of built on her National Player of the Week, ABCA National Player of the Week award against Rutgers, having a heck of a match in a match where Becca Alec, who's usually starting in the middle, didn't play at all against Maryland on that Saturday night 7:30 tip match. So we saw Maggie Mendelson, who also plays on the basketball team, get the start in the middle, did her thing. She started off, I believe, 4 for 4 before she had 4 for 4 before she had a hitting error, and I think she finished with 5 kills on the match and about 3 or 4 blocks. I don't have the stats in front of me, but she had herself a really nice match starting in place of Becca Alec, and Andy Jackson subbed in from time to time, getting some action in the middle as well. And Nebraska sports just all around doing a fantastic job this weekend. Women's basketball takes care of Dakota Wesleyan. And in that one, Darian White, the grad transfer point guard. Look, when I tell you that if you're going out to women's basketball games, look for number 0 on the court. She is going to be very fun. She's going to be a lot of people's favorite player. She's my favorite player. I've seen her in one game. She's my favorite player already. Flirting with a triple-double, 3 for 3 from 3 at one point. I think she finished 4 for 5 from 3-point range. Again, I don't have the stats in front of me, but she played a fantastic game, flirted with a triple-double, finished with double-digit points, and over 6 rebounds and assists. The regulars, Alexis Markowski, Jazz Shelley, Kendall Moriarty, all of those players did their thing. But also Natalie Potts, the incoming freshman, who will be playing in the middle with Alexis Markowski, did her thing as well. She looked really good in the middle, getting rebounds, snatching the rebound out of a Dakota Wesleyan player's hands multiple times, hitting shots, getting some steals, just kind of being a menace. And it was good to see, although Amy Williams after the match said that they knew Dakota Wesleyan was going to crash the boards and kind of be a feistier team. And she was a little disappointed in the way that her team went after defensive rebounds. Excuse me. Offensive rebounding wise, they kind of did what they did all of last season and dominated offensive rebounds, getting second chance points left and right. But on the defensive side, it was a lot of long rebounds too. And Nebraska just, I don't know, I don't want to say they were out hustled, but they were just getting beat to a lot of those boards, allowing Dakota Wesleyan to get a couple more offensive rebounds than Nebraska normally allows to teams. So Dakota Wesleyan, a team that is a solid team, but isn't anywhere close to the level of some of the Big Ten teams you're going to face. That's one of the things that you see that you're a little lacking on the defensive rebounding side of things, and want to get that corrected pretty quickly before you have to go up against a team like a Maryland, like an Indiana, like an Iowa. Although with an Iowa and Caitlin Clark, she won't be missing a lot. So still, you want to get those rebounds when you can, and that's just something that they need to work on. But they claim, or they say that they want to be more of a 3-point shooting team. They took a lot of threes in the first half, didn't make a lot of them, really struggled in the second half. I think they only scored 18 points in the second quarter. Third quarter rolls around, 30-point explosion for Nebraska women's basketball on that one. So that's kind of where they built the lead, built that deficit that they ended up beating Dakota Wesleyan. And it was a good showing by the women, and they're going to be a really fun team to watch. They open their season. That was just an exhibition. They open their season next week, I believe, on the 6th against Louisiana Tech. So get yourself out there to PBA and watch the women do their thing. The men's game, I'll admit it, didn't watch it because I don't have Big Ten Plus, but was getting some of the highlights, why is my throat so scratchy? I apologize, everybody. Saw some of that stuff, and I don't know if it's definitely a worrying sign that Keisei Tominaga rolled his ankle as bad as he did. If you haven't seen it, you can head to Twitter and just type in his name. I'm sure you'll see the picture. It's not, if you're squeamish, you're fine. It's not like there's anything, he didn't break his leg or anything, but it is a pretty solid rolled ankle that Keisei is going to be dealing with. They said it was a little swollen. They couldn't really get x-rays, MRIs, whatever they were trying to get, so they'll determine exactly how serious it is today, but not great. He wasn't wearing a walking boot. He wasn't on crutches when he came back out after limping into the locker room, but he did have a noticeable limp. So you would think it's not that serious, but it is something to keep an eye on, especially with all of the other injuries that Nebraska men's basketball is dealing with right now. Rink mass and the random act of violence and the broken nose. Ramel Lloyd Jr. didn't play. A lot of the athletes that they brought in, a lot of the newer guys that they have that are going to make a difference on this team didn't play in last night's exhibition against Doane. But you did get to see some of the younger guys who, I don't know who's going to start, who's going to get meaningful minutes, but you did get to see some of those guys who maybe won't play as much. Maybe an Eli Rice, again, we don't know how much he's going to play, but he got in, he did his thing. So men's basketball takes care of business against Stone, look pretty good. You hope that they can get healthy before or close to after when the season starts, or when the season does get started. So, Husker Athletics had a fantastic weekend. Again, you guys all know how the football game went. Everybody was watching the football game. 31-14 victory over the Purdue Boilermakers. A great showing defensively. I know when Nick gets in here, he's going to, rave about the stop rate for the Huskers, as they've been holding their opponents to no touchdowns, no field goals, a lot of turnover on downs or punts or no field goals allowed as well. So that's going to be something I know Nick will rave about when he gets in here. But Nebraska's defense put on a great showing against the Purdue Boilermakers, allowing less than 100 rushing yards and 100 passing yards for the first time since quite a long time for Nebraska. The offense, a little bit of a struggle, with the wind and with the cold. You weren't expecting a lot of passes. You didn't get a lot. I believe that Heinrich Harburg only attempted 11 passes. So if you were paying attention to our weekend picks, the under hit for what we said. I think we said 15.5. The under hit for that, as he only attempted 11, completed 6, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But fumbles, a big issue with this team. Matt Rule said it earlier last week that this team has been putting the ball on the turf way too much, and it continued in this one. It continued. They couldn't hold on to the ball. I don't know if it was the cold or what it was, but running backs, quarterbacks, nobody could hold on to the ball in this one. Purdue was fumbling a lot, but Nebraska fumbles the ball 5 times, loses 4 of them. Recovers 1, loses 4 of them, however. 1 of them goes back for a touchdown as Jeff Sims came in for Heinrich Harburg after he takes a shot on one drive, ends up fumbling the next play, but takes a shot, is bleeding from his mouth. Jeff Sims goes in for a series. Play gets mixed up. They're going forward on 4th down. He gets hit. He fumbles. It gets picked up by Purdue and taken back for 6. Just not the greatest showing in 3-4 plays for Jeff Sims. It was very unfortunate. You heard Rule talking about it before. The play was called to go to the right. He turns to the right to hand it off. Running back goes to the left. Blocking goes whichever way the blocking went. Somebody came untouched. Well, not untouched, but somebody came through, hits him. He fumbles. They pick it up. Emmett Johnson misses a tackle. They take it back for 6. Hi, Nick.
What's up, Rico?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's life going?
It's going good. I've just been talking about the weekend in Husker sports.
I apologize that I left you hanging.
Yeah, you're fine.
So
I made it.
Yeah, no, Husker football though, huh? 5-3.
They did it.
No, Rico, they're one game away from a bowl win. Or a bowl game.
I know.
Me. One win away from a bowl game. Gotta love it, right?
Did not think they'd be at this point. At this well, I didn't. I put the
Yeah,
I said they would
doubted.
I said they would win 5 games this year.
That's right. And here we are. You were right.
There are 4 games left.
To this point, you were right. And let's just hope that they don't.
Hopefully I'm wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right now I'm right, but now I want to be wrong. Before, if I was wrong, it could be less. But at this point, I want to be wrong because that would mean it's more.
I remember you telling me, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
I do want to be wrong.
And here we are. You're one game away from being wrong.
Thank goodness I'm going to be wrong, hopefully.
I know, right?
Hopefully.
Did you go through the whole spiel? 402-464-5685?
I went through all of that. I went through the video stream. I told everybody about the soccer's win. I went through volleyball's 2 wins. I went through the exhibitions, although I didn't watch the men's game. I don't know if you did, so you'd be able to give more on the men's game. But I gave him the women's game, and I was just getting into football. I was just letting people know.
How about this? Notorious B.I.B. asks, did you guys have a problem with the high five on the way to the end zone?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, I thought it was great, and I want them to do it more.
Nebraska's been in this time where they haven't had a ton of success. They're tasting success for the first time in some of these guys' careers, like consistent success.
Like, I understand in terms of that you could get flagged and the touchdown wouldn't count.
Yeah.
I get that, but also they're having fun. I mean, Rule had a problem with it, so whatever, you do you. His wife yelled at him for yelling at them.
Yeah.
So whatever, you do you. That's how you feel. He is the head coach, so his feelings are probably more valid. But I think it's fine. I think it was fun. I think it was in the moment. It wasn't anything directed towards Purdue. It wasn't out of malice. It wasn't too much, in my opinion. It was just a couple of high fives from teammates who were excited to be returning a blocked punt or a blocked field goal for a touchdown.
I mean, Nebraska, Nate Gary was the last Husker to return a field goal for a touchdown.
There you go.
Quentin Newsom now special teams player of the week in the Big Ten Conference.
He was Johnny on the spot 2 times.
Yeah.
He's the only Husker, aside from the guy who botched the punt return back there.
Yep.
The ball pops out. He recovers it. Thank goodness. Although the defense probably would have stopped him. Whatever. But he recovers it. Thank goodness he does that. And then Johnny on the spot catches the blocked field goal while it's still coming down. That never hits the turf and takes it in for a touchdown. I mean,
I love it.
Just fantastic.
I mean, here's the deal.
Q.
Nebraska's doing things that I think they haven't experienced yet, right? I think also they're having results and performing in ways that Nebraska fans haven't seen or experienced in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And so there's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of excitement. Nebraska, think about this. Nebraska could be 6-3. And then the next week we're talking about how Nebraska could be 7-3. And 7-3 halfway through November? Hello.
Never, not in my wildest dreams did I think that was going to. I could not, like, in all reality, even the most optimistic parts of me, before this season started, with the way that things were going and the way that we knew how rules, tenure at other schools went,
yeah,
and just the way that the roster was constructed and, bringing players in, whatever, I did not think Nebraska would have 6 wins at all this season.
Well, so here's where I stood. Being honest and transparent, I saw them getting 6 wins. I didn't see them getting 6 wins potentially by November 4th. I truly didn't. I really didn't. Because we were so accustomed to Nebraska doing the old Nebraska thing, where it was, should they beat Minnesota? Yeah. Well, and then after the first game, right, Nebraska probably should have beaten Minnesota, but was unable to.
But you didn't.
Right? They got the 2 wins against the 2 teams they should certainly beat in Northern Illinois and in Louisiana Tech. And like slowly but surely, you're exercising all these demons and you're checking boxes.
Exercise the demons.
You're like checking off the boxes of like, all right, Nebraska, to show us that this thing is heading in the right direction in year 1, right? And this isn't to say like there's a wholesale change going on, that they can only do so much. I think it's important to note and recognize only so much can happen and can visibly be seen in terms of changing the culture and the program and the way they operate. Only so much can happen in year 1 that we're going to be able to actually visibly see. And so do not take what Nebraska fans you have seen lightly, I think.
No.
Because what we've been able to see is that a defense who rallies around their coordinator is a very, very talented defense. We saw that even at the tail end of last year with Bill Busch.
I mean, I was saying this earlier with Terrell on the captain, that this defense, it's not like it's a completely new, like player-wise defense. There are a couple pieces here and there that are transfers in or freshmen who are making an impact. But by and large, it's the same defense as last year.
Yeah.
And you saw it, like you just mentioned, towards the tail end of last year with Coach Bill Busch, at the helm leading that, when he just took them back to the basics, like, hey, this is how you line up, just getting them back to the basics, and how much better they played towards the tail end of last year. And now with Tony White in there, with all of the new defensive assistants in there, all the position coaches in there, you've seen this defense take another step up. And I had somebody, kind of push back earlier saying, look, they haven't faced very good offenses. I don't care. Because guess what? Before, you wouldn't face very good offenses, and you would allow them to run for 200 yards. You would allow them to pass for 300 yards. Now, you're holding teams to less than 100 yards per game. You just held Purdue to less than 100 yards per game rushing and passing.
Yeah.
Your passing defense was allowing 200-plus yards. I was expecting Purdue to throw for a lot more yards, but they didn't. That's a testament to that secondary, maybe, blocking out the noise, but maybe hearing the noise. Hearing how this rush defense is fantastic. The pass defense does this, blah, blah, blah. They're giving up 200 yards. And the corners and the safeties are like, okay, bet. This isn't going to happen on our watch. Tommy Hill, 2 interceptions. It was great. It was a great showing by this defense. Don't take it lightly, because you never know when it could all fall apart.
Well, and so Wet Blanket says this before we go to break, 402-464-5685. Nick, period. You, in all caps, have talked, in all caps, about Nebraska being 6-3 every offseason since you started at the ticket. In all caps, stop it. Enjoy 5-3 and talk about 6-3 next week. Go Big Red. What part of me is not enjoying 5-3? I'm thrilled with 5-3. Everything I just said is putting a microscope under or over 5-3. Specifically speaking to 5-3. The whole don't worry about the big picture. Only take what we've actually seen. Mm-hmm. Only so much can be changed in a year. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Nebraska's 5-3 in year one of a head coach with a lot of the same players, with a lot of new players that have had to step up. Somehow, some way, they found a way to get it done. How have they done that? We're not really sure.
I'm trying to think of guys who didn't play last year or just weren't on the roster last year that are making major contributions to this team. Not to tear anybody down, but just to think about obviously Ben Scott at center. Heinrich Harburg was on the team last year, and he's now your starting quarterback. Emmett Johnson was on the team last year. He's your starting running back. All of the receivers that are currently playing, aside, well, no, not really, because you have the two freshmen that weren't committed until Rule came in. So that's new. Both of the tight ends were here last year. The rest of the offensive line was here last year. It's a lot. It's a lot of the same players, just different coaching, different play styles, different whatever.
Fresh start potentially. That plays a huge factor in, I think, a lot of athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, talk to Heinrich Harburg about a fresh start.
Yeah.
That man was never going to see the field. I'll say it right now.
That man was buried.
He was never going to see the field in a Husker uniform under the previous regime.
Nope.
Never. Talk to Heinrich Harburg about a fresh start. You can go down this list of guys, right, that are now getting these opportunities, whether it be by injury, whether it be just by pure competition, that have stepped up. They have stepped up, and they have figured out a way to contribute early on in their career or even at the tail end of their career. And it's working wonders for Nebraska football right now because they are 5-3 going into a game against East Lansing after they go undefeated in October, after they are winners of 3 in a row.
For the first time in forever.
Well, since 2016.
Forever.
After they finally win a game going into a bye week and coming out of a bye week. You have a defense that's only allowing points 25% of the time on average.
You love stop rate.
Love stop rate. I was tweeting a lot about stop rate on Saturday.
Yes, you were.
But the stop rate statistics are unbelievable right now. They're off the charts on how much
they're on the charts.
They are on the charts.
How you're reading
they're high on the charts. But the stop rate statistics are unbelievable right now. To where Nebraska's defense is forcing a turnover, a punt, or a turnover on downs 73% of the time.
That's pretty solid.
And that's including a game into where you completely got embarrassed 45-7 to Michigan. And that's including the game to where you got handled in the second half by Colorado. These are unbelievable statistics that we're seeing. The first touchdown that was allowed on Saturday was the first one since the second quarter of the Illinois game.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, we're talking about, instead of these negative streaks of, man, Nebraska has lost X amount of one score games. Nebraska's blown this many leads. Nebraska's this in the turnover battle, which they still are. Now we're starting to see these positive statistics and these positive streaks come to fruition. The ones we talked about in the offseason are now coming to fruition and being real in the fall.
They won a one-score game. They won a game in which they committed multiple turnovers. As you said, they won a game going into and coming out of a bye week. They're getting past all of these hurdles that have stood in their way for the past however many seasons.
Yeah.
And it's small victories like that, I mean, just overall victories that will help build the confidence needed to avoid letdowns that have plagued Nebraska in the past. Avoid letdowns like turning the ball over 2 times or having a 20-something to 7 lead, allowing a fumble recovery for a touchdown. In the past, Nebraska loses that game. But somehow they give up 3 touchdowns after that. I don't know how, but that would happen. That Illinois game where they throw the 2 interceptions, like the Northwestern game, starting the game with 2 interceptions or whatever. They lose all 3 of those games in the past. They win all 3 of those games now.
So here's what I would say. In the next segment, as we're up against the break here, in the next segment, we're going to talk potential bowl game because Nebraska is firmly in bowl projections, right? And Brett McMurphy is usually the most accurate when it comes to these things with the Action Network. We're going to figure out where Nebraska's at in Brett McMurphy's projections. Also, where are some other schools in the Big Ten? Where are they at? Iowa projected to go to Las Vegas? Gross. That's nasty. Iowa's offense would score 3 points if they went to Vegas and played indoors, or if they went to New York and played in the Pinstripe Bowl in 7 feet of snow.
Bet the unders.
Yeah, hammer the unders. But nonetheless, here's the thing. Just to preface this, whatever Rico and I say behind the microphones, on the screen, on the camera, has absolutely no effect on how Nebraska plays on Saturday.
You sure about that?
So even if we were, prior to the season, saying 5 wins, putting a number to it, saying 6-3, saying 9-3, at the end of the day, it all means diddly poo because we're not the ones suiting up in the pads and helmets, thank gosh.
I think I do
on Saturday. I would not. I'm good, especially in the cold. I'm good.
I think I could do it.
But so that's what.
I mean, not now, but
before we get all uptight, just understand that it's not a jinx. It's not just because we're going to talk about a bowl game that if Nebraska goes out and loses the bowl game, it's our fault. I mean, you can text in. We're happy to read all those.
I do believe in jinxes, so maybe it is our fault.
No, because a good football team and frankly a Matt Rule, the way he talks and conversates about this program and his dream for this program. If you are a well-coached and well-oiled machine, then guess what? You're not going to lose games that you should lose.
I'm just saying you can't.
And you're going to go ahead and take care of business.
You can't beat the universe if the universe wants you to lose.
So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right. 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line. Both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. All avenues for you to get in touch with us. Let's talk bowl projections. We haven't been able to do this in like 7,000 years. We're going to do it next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
What is Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Casasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Casasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies, a west wind at around 10 to 15. That will boost our temps just a little bit, but it will still remain rather chilly, a high of around 45. Tonight, a cold front moving through could lead to northwest winds gusting over 30, a low down to 22. That cold front gives us a very chilly Halloween. Highs tomorrow at 37. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I'm leaving people.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Huh?
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Rico, you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Appreciate Rico holding it down for the first 15, 20 minutes that I was
think everybody
not here.
enjoyed it.
Probably enjoyed it a lot more than when I'm here.
I actually don't know. I don't know if
Rico Solo or Nick and Rico.
I don't know if I'm good.
Let us know. 402-464-5685.
Like I could do it, but I don't know if I'm good at it. Like I felt okay, but I felt like I was just.
But think about
talking.
Here's the crazy thing. That was only 20 minutes.
I know. Like I could do a whole hour. I've done a whole hour before.
Oh yeah.
I did an hour and a half solo once.
There was a time when I was an intern.
Yep. Back in the day.
I had to do 3 to 6.
Yep.
Solo. As an intern.
Solo shows, shout out to the text line.
Shout out to the text line that day. Also, it was around the NBA Finals time.
Oh, so you were golden.
So it was like Giannis, hello. Yeah. So anyway, Big Bird says definitely not Rico Solo. He likes leaves.
I do enjoy leaves.
I look outside our window right here and I am disgusted.
No, I'm a big fan of that scene right there. Just leaves piled up.
You're telling me that does not look trashy?
No, it doesn't. Big fan of the leaves piled up and the leaves just in between all the big fan of that.
Dude, I'm sorry, man.
Big fan.
Oh well. All right, let's talk bowls. Right?
Cereal bowls?
Paper, plastic,
soup bowls?
Soup. Anyway, the Action Network.
Bowls? Minute bowls?
Bowl. The Action Network with Brett McMurphy.
The Action Network should have a bowl.
No, they should not.
The Action Network bowl.
You could argue that might be bias.
Nah.
So anyway, Brett McMurphy, the Action Network. I also don't know anybody else that works for the Action Network. I think Brett McMurphy just is Action Network.
I believe that.
It's pretty incredible
if you told me Brett McMurphy was the Action Network, and it's actually not like an actual network, it's just him.
It's just Brett McMurphy.
He's just like, yeah, this is my stuff. Here you go.
yeah. Here's everything. Okay, so he every week he releases his college football bowl projections.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska has been in this for a couple weeks now, and I've refrained from bringing it up on the show. But I think it's time we now talk about it. With Nebraska, they need to win one of their remaining 4.
Yeah, let's jinx them.
Right? Let's do it. So with Brett McMurphy, he is projecting that Nebraska ends up playing on December 26th in Phoenix, Arizona, in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Okay. The fun part about this also is that he puts hypothetical spreads.
Oh.
And we are a big spread show.
We are.
Right? We'll have a recap of weekend picks in the next segment. Strick had a horrible week.
You're so bad.
But the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona, Iowa State would be Nebraska's projected opponent.
Sign me up for that.
Matt Campbell. A name that has been on every coaching carousel radar in the last 7 years.
Something like that. Every year.
Matt Campbell would be playing Nebraska at Iowa State. By the way, former Husker Chase Contreras is Iowa State's kicker.
Pierce tight end.
Ben Bramer.
Decommits from Nebraska, commits to Iowa State. He has like 3 touchdowns this season.
He does. Ben Bramer.
He's doing pretty
Pierce.
good.
Yeah. So anyway, that would be much better than the Pinstripe Bowl, which is let's see.
Oh, you don't want to go to the Fenway Bowl?
That's not a Big Ten tie, so it's okay.
I know. I'm just naming bowls.
The Bad Boy. I mean, this is a good time also to just go through some of the sponsorships.
Okay, the Bad Boy Moors one pisses me off because it's not the Gasparilla Bowl anymore, and it makes me mad.
So it is the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl.
Ridiculous. Nobody in New York has a lawn.
In the Bronx.
Nobody in New York has a lawn.
The projected game would be Boston College. They lost to Northern Illinois, don't forget. Boston College.
Almost beat Florida State.
At Rutgers. Rutgers would be a 5.5-point favorite.
Sign me up for that disgusting bowl game. I will watch the crap out of that.
It's disgusting. Let's see what else we got here.
Massachusetts and New Jersey, stand up.
By the way, on the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, they say that Iowa State would be a 5-point favorite over Nebraska.
As Thunder Collins points out, Iowa State, they also love spreads.
They do. Okay, let's go through some of the bigger games here. The semifinals projections, Michigan and Florida State in the Rose Bowl.
Okay, before we go any further.
That's a far flight.
That is. Before we go any further.
Florida State.
Michigan.
Having to go all the way across country.
Wow, Stanford's going to have to do that.
That's brutal.
Starting next season.
Yeah,
Remember,
they're
going to the ACC.
I forgot.
Michigan. If you're on the college football playoff committee, which Michigan's AD is, do you still include Michigan in your top 4 with everything going on right now, or do you put them like just outside of the top 4? So if all of this gets resolved, you can just put them right back in there.
Here's what I think would happen. There's two different scenarios.
Okay.
What I think's going to happen and what I want to happen.
Ooh.
Think and should
Okay.
are the tied.
Okay.
Are tied together. What I want to happen is off on its own island.
Yes.
What I think is going to happen and what I think should happen is that Michigan's in the top 4. Right?
It should.
I think it should.
Okay.
Because here's the deal. Michigan is clearly a top 4 team, one of the best teams in the country this year.
Well, yeah, because they know everybody's signs.
That's right. What I want to have happen is them to not be included at all.
Just like they're like
scraped from the poll.
They're like, yeah, we just can't.
Forget top 25.
You know what? That could work because then they could just insert them later after all this blows over because you know it will.
I just see, and I used to think so. I don't think so anymore.
You don't think so?
I think Jim Harbaugh's done.
I think Harbaugh's like the fact that, and I understand, like he's not going to say anything because that would be dumb if he said anything. Because if he says I didn't know about it, then it turns out you knew about it. Or if he says he knew about it, then you're just incriminating yourself. So he's not going to say anything. He hasn't said anything, and it's been kind of quiet on the whole Harbaugh front.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of, whatever the dude's name is. And
Stallions?
Connor Stallions. And, some other people here and there. But for the most part, it's just him and whoever he hired to do this. But in terms of like the coaching staff.
But you also have the FBI. You also have the FBI. What show is it FIB?
I don't know.
There's some show that's FIB.
That sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you.
And I can't remember. It's like some kid show.
Yeah, that is very important, but it's just been too quiet. And maybe it's because they're doing their jobs, and they're not letting anything leak.
FBI is real uptight.
Yeah,
man.
Nothing's leaking, which was great, but at the same time, it's just too quiet on the Harbaugh front. Yeah, and I think they're gonna make this is what's going to happen.
FBI might be boring.
This is what's going to happen, Nick.
Okay.
They're gonna make the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna win the national championship, and then it's going to be vacated, and all of their wins are going to be vacated. But it won't matter because at that point, Harbaugh is going to leave.
That's what it is.
And go to the NFL.
FIB is on GTA.
There we go. That's what it is.
that's where I got the FIB. There you go. So now you know one of the games I play. I play a little GTA.
But that's what's going to happen. They're going to win the whole thing, and then it's all going to be vacated.
Dang. Somebody said FIB on Grand Theft Auto. My bad. So yes.
Thank you, name text.
Big GTA.
I'm going to change this person's name to FIB.
Yeah, exactly. The FBI might be boring though. Also, if they're not letting any of this leak, what is the FBI boring?
How dare you do your job?
FBI and marshals
all
are
of
boring.
the information to yourself.
The FBI and marshals are boring. Anyway, so once again, 402-464-5685. Let's look at some of these other ones real quick. In the other semifinal, Georgia and Texas. That's not a surprise. How about this? In the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, projection is Alabama and Notre Dame.
You'd love that.
I would love that because Notre Dame would.
You're gonna be like
whoop them.
You're gonna be like, hey Charlie.
Yeah.
Let's go down.
Hey. Yeah. Ohio State, Louisville. Ohio State would run.
No.
Louisville.
No.
Washington.
You don't have any faith in old boy.
Jeff Brom.
Yeah, in old boy. I forgot his name.
Jeff Brom and Jack Plummer.
Yeah.
No, I have no faith.
Hey, Jeff Brom knows all about Ohio State. He played them before.
Okay.
In the Big Ten.
So you have that. How about this? In the VRBO Fiesta Bowl.
It's Verbo.
Washington and Air Force.
That is ridiculous, and I love it.
Air Force covers the 14-point hypothetical spread.
100%.
Anyway.
Because they're going to hold on to the ball.
Some of the other ones, we got the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Ole Miss and Penn State.
It's supposed to just be the Cheez-It Bowl. I don't know why Cheez-It has two bowls.
You're
ridiculous, Cheez-It.
We have one of your favorite, the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Big fan of the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I need Nebraska to play in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and I need to go and get myself a swag bag.
So, NC State and Kansas State.
I love both of those teams.
Okay.
I'm going to the Pop-Tarts Bowl, baby.
The Valero Alamo Bowl, Oklahoma, USC.
Never forget.
Let's see. Okay, some of these other sponsors: Wasabi Fenway Bowl,
Wasabi,
the Duke's Mayo, DirecTV Holiday Bowl.
DirecTV has. What are you doing?
Yeah, it should be the. I can't remember the.
You can watch the Direct TV Bowl on YouTube TV.
Yeah, honestly, the Quick Lane Bowl is in Detroit. That's another one that Nebraska could go into. Minnesota and Miami, Ohio. But that'd be kind of gross to go to Detroit.
That's the M&M Bowl.
Yeah, let's go.
Both their logos are M's.
Okay, now here's what I wanted to get to. The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl.
Yes.
The projection, Arizona versus Iowa. Now, it was announced earlier today that Brian Ferentz is expected to step down after 2023 and not return in 2024.
Sources.
Yes. Arizona, and I'm going to say this as politely as possible.
You don't have to be polite.
Arizona would demolish Iowa. They got Noah Fafita, who is their backup quarterback. Noah Fafita will throw all over Iowa.
You think so?
Yes.
You don't think Iowa's defense travels to Vegas?
No. Nobody from Iowa also is traveling to Vegas.
I feel like that's rude.
I said nicely as possible. I prefaced it.
Why?
Iowa people in Vegas,
they have casinos in Iowa, Nick.
They do. But Iowa football fans in Vegas do not match well, in my opinion.
I almost said something that would have gotten me canceled.
Yeah. You don't want to get canceled, Rico. Nebraska folks travel to anywhere. They travel to Ford Field in Detroit. But
that'd be a good one.
Hey, all I'm saying is you're about to play the Las Vegas Bowl
with Iowa
and have Iowa's offense.
I'll watch it.
You're going to be in one of the most most elaborate, most populated, exciting cities in the country, and have a disgusting, puke-worthy offense.
Okay, you've gone too far.
Is it gross?
You've gone too far.
Do you puke?
You're being a little mean.
Iowa, I don't mean it, but we'll meet.
But you kind of do.
Yeah, so there you go. And also, Gorilla Bear says Iowa players in Vegas don't mix well either. But anyway,
you know what they should do? Iowa and Iowa State in the Las Vegas Bowl
with Michigan.
Sorry,
when the winner plays Michigan.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, none of them can play.
Yeah, they're all ineligible.
They were all in the casinos.
They were all just caught past curfew at the blackjack table.
It's a problem.
They were all around the craps table. Anyway,
well, dadgummit.
Let's go ahead and go to break. I almost say go to bed. Go to break.
Night.
Let's go to break. We'll recap weekend picks coming up next.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies, a west wind at around 10 to 15. That will boost our temps just a little bit, but it will still remain rather chilly, a high of around 45. Tonight, a cold front moving through could lead to northwest winds gusting over 30, a low down to 22. That cold front gives us a very chilly Halloween. Highs tomorrow at 37. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300. If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
What is Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Casasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Casasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Casasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and safe Halloween weekend. With all the parents and kids out and about, they encourage drivers to be careful and respectful of trick-or-treaters. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for our late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy nonstop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire show here. 402-464-5685.
Pass that to my partner if you would, please.
There you go.
Thank
There's
you.
that.
Look at it.
Anyway. Yeah, not good, huh?
Sheesh.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is the reaction to somebody seeing Keisei Tominaga's ankle turn sideways for the first time.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Hey, let's recap weekend picks. Hey,
let's not.
So
let's not
get it over with.
Let's get it.
So, Austin, I did not send this to you, but I gave you the benefit of the doubt because I figured this is the better thing to think about.
Okay.
The side bet that we introduced, over under 15.5 pass attempts for Heinrich Harburg.
I said that was a good line. It probably would have gone under.
Okay, good, because that's what I put you at. So the under. So here we go. Sorry, we got technology issues with the old folks in here. Anyway, so the side bet was over under 15.5 pass attempts for Heinrich Harburg. He finishes with 11, right? So we hit the under. Myself, Rico, and Austin took the under. Strick took the over on 15.5 pass attempts.
Oh, you did?
Freaking 11. How do you come on? Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, then on Nebraska Purdue. Now here's where we have to talk about you, Austin.
Yes, Purdue cover, Nebraska win. I thought it was going to come down to a field goal late.
Interesting. Okay.
And Tristan Alvaro hits a 55-yarder to win.
I knew it was going to come up, so that was going to be my.
So here's
my
the deal.
defense.
So it is. I mean, Nebraska covered comfortably. I super locked it, and Strick super locked in Nebraska. That was pretty much the only one that Strick got right.
Well,
though.
watch him out.
Damn, Rico.
It also hurts to laugh, so I'm chuckling on the inside.
Yeah. By the way, Austin doesn't have an appendix anymore. So that's exciting.
Everybody make fun of him.
Yes,
That's what we do.
please. Yeah.
That's what we were talking about
Roast
last
me.
week, so that you guys know.
Yeah.
Blame me for 2 hours.
Austin does not have an appendix
He said
anymore.
he's going in for surgery. Thoughts and prayers. Nobody knew. We didn't say
He
anything.
didn't say anything.
Anyway,
What a tease.
Rico took Nebraska. Austin took Purdue. There you go. At the Oregon-Utah game, myself and Rico took Oregon.
Jeez.
Austin and Strick took Utah. Oregon demolished.
That one hurt me to my core, but it's okay.
Anyway, then Ohio State,
Utah.
Wisconsin. Myself, Rico, and Strick took Ohio State. They win by 14. The line was 14.5. So Austin gets Wisconsin. That's a victory for him.
You know it.
Ridiculous.
UNLV and Fresno State. Rico took Fresno. Austin took UNLV. Strick took Fresno. And UNLV lost by 8.
Well, it's 31-24, wasn't it?
Or excuse me, by 7.
Yeah.
So Fresno did not cover. You lost.
Unbelievable. That's how it is.
Elsewhere, Oklahoma and Kansas.
That one too.
Austin super locked Kansas to cover the -9.
You are ridiculous.
That is a ridiculous.
Rico super locked Oklahoma to win by more than 9.
I did.
I took Oklahoma. Strick took Oklahoma. So that's the college football. Those records. I went 5-2. Austin went 5-2. Rico went 3-4. Strick went 2-5.
Why are you smirking? What's the smirk about? I went 5-2.
You know what?
You went 5-2.
Hey, you know
Strick went 2-5.
You know what the smirk is about.
Who takes Kansas?
Here's the deal.
Takes Kansas.
So
You read, you prep, you take the Jayhawks.
The same person that picked Purdue.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay, so none of us did well in the NFL.
The NFL's a crap.
We were bad in the NFL because there's a lot of.
That's a pretty nice beard.
That's a beard, yeah. Anyway, the NFL, a lot of us picked the same ones. The Jets-Giants game just does not count because the Giants lost by 3 and the spread was 3.
I almost took that one.
You almost took the push?
I almost did. Remember, you were daring me to do it, and I didn't do it.
The push.
I would have got 5 points.
So the one game that we all won was the Patriots-Dolphins game. We all chose the Dolphins.
Yes.
We all lost on the Texans-Panthers game.
Unreal.
We all lost on the Chiefs-Broncos game.
How do you lose to Bryce Williams? I just don't understand. I mean,
Bryce
Williams.
I don't know. Bryce Williams playing
It's
PBA.
basketball. I know.
Yeah,
that's why it was on my mind.
He's
I
playing
just read
at
about
Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yes, don't lost to Bryce Williams.
I don't know how they lost. And then we all lost the Chiefs-Broncos game as well.
Damn you, ref.
And then we all of us but Rico lost the Bears-Chargers.
Good job, Rico.
Rico took the Chargers by 9.
I had a feeling that Justin Fields wasn't going to play.
So here's the records for the week.
No.
I went 6-5. Austin went 6-5. Rico went 5-6. Stricky?
Any guess?
You got a guess?
3 and whatever.
3-8. Stricky went 3-8. Updated season records. I am 70-40. Rico is 51-55. Austin is 53-54. Strick is 32-36. There you go. Recap of weekend
How
picks.
tragic.
Yep.
A little smirk, huh? That's how we're doing it today?
Okay. It's a Monday.
He says nose itches.
I got a lot of good energy. So
Okay, that's it.
There you go. Anyway, let's talk appendix.
Yeah, let's do it. What do you want to know?
What happened?
Okay, so here's the full story. I'm sitting back eating lunch on Tuesday, doing show prep and whatever. Just out of nowhere, kind of just a random pain in my gut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is weird. Okay, whatever. Don't think much of it. Didn't really affect me Tuesday. Tuesday night, go to Bible study, and it's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah,
just a little pain in the abdomen. Like, okay, this is a little weird. I have some other health issues, So I wondered if it was something related to that. But I typically know how to manage that. Did what I do to manage that on Wednesday, my normally scheduled day off. Not getting any better at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe not quite as sharp a pain, but still uncomfy.
Constant.
Yeah. Right. Just there. It kind of pulse a little bit with pain here and there. I was this close to toughing it out on Thursday, but my wife was going to a doctor's appointment. She said, just go to urgent care. Just get checked. So I do. Good thing it wasn't too urgent.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there for a while, and they're like, yeah, we can't really do anything about this. We don't really know what it is. So just go to the ER.
Did you go to the urgent care that I think you went to? That's near the Amigos.
Yes. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's they were busy. There were a lot of people there. They were very nice and very helpful for my wife when we went in there a couple weeks before baby Herbie was born.
Nice.
So I have nothing bad to say about him.
How's baby Herbie?
He's doing well.
Good.
He's thriving.
Shout out to baby Herbie. When does baby Herbie get to come into the station?
Give it a bit.
I don't know.
Especially because of the weather.
Yeah,
whenever mom's willing to brave downtown.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
guess.
don't brave downtown.
But then Thursday I go to
So
ER.
I get hit on scooters and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, you missed it.
Oh no,
a dude got hit on a scooter.
Right in front
Oh,
of
I
us.
probably shouldn't say that. So
do we know this person?
I was pretty distracted
you
during
can
a
say.
segment yesterday.
No, not that guy.
Yeah, no. I was pretty distracted during. No, not like a motorized scooter. One of the birds,
Like a razor?
Yeah.
like the birds that are flying around here. Anyway, I was pretty distracted a segment last week with Strick because somebody got drilled on a scooter. Okay, not drilled, clipped on a scooter, and they were laying in the bushes out in front of our window.
It's crazy.
And a woman comes running past the window, and I'm like, why is a woman running past the window? And she's just leaning over in the bushes, and all of a sudden I see a guy get up out of the bushes, and he's bleeding all over the place. So anyway,
nice.
Then
Wasn't Bill Bush?
No. Cops and fire truck came running all over, and I guess it's illegal to say because there's a police report. I'm sure there is. So yeah, cops were all over the place. And
I think it's illegal to say. It's fine. You saw it happen.
Well, no, because I wasn't a witness. Okay, so I did not see it happen. I just saw the lady run, and the scooter was allegedly laying to the left of the person who was allegedly laying in the bushes.
Allegedly
bleeding.
Allegedly.
Yeah, a little too. Anyway, did you get to keep the appendix in a jar?
Okay, so funny. No, I did not.
Did yours explode?
Had I been more with it after I woke up from anesthesia, I was fully under for it and everything. I would have asked for the appendix instead of a doctor's note, but I did not.
Got a doctor's note though.
I did not get a doctor's note.
Oh, okay.
You're a tough cookie.
We just have to believe him.
We have cameras. I can show you the scars
for a couple of days.
I can show you the scars. They're here. They're wonderful. But yeah, the ER wasn't actually ever in a room. I was just in the hospital. Like I was an overflow patient.
Wow, that's incredible.
They were like, this guy.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, under anesthesia, had surgery, leave him.
The best part was just like the text messages. They just got increasingly worse from Austin, where it was like, hey, I don't think I'm going to make it in. Yeah, he's like, I don't think I'm going to make it in. And I was like, all right, well, that's fine.
Yeah, he's like, I don't feel good. I think you said that you puked or something. We're like, oh, okay, he's sick, whatever. He has the flu.
And then it turned into Mark coming in and being like, hey, yeah, like he has to go to the ER or whatever. And then it came to Mark coming in telling us like, yeah, he has appendix surgery at 3:30.
Yeah, and I was like, he's going into surgery.
I was like, this is escalated within so little amount of time. But here we are.
I'll just one thing, and then let's get into sports or whatever. But listen, when I had a blood clot in my lung, I found out, right? You think in your mind when you go to a hospital, this is just an observation, and this is no knock to the hospitals or to those that serve. They're great, and thanks for them. But you think when you're a patient, you're going to be, I'm looking at it in a positive. I'm saying, okay, I'll go take care of this. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to be able to rest. That is absolutely not the case when you're there. Every 3-4 hours, yes.
Just turn the lights on.
You get no sleep at all. You think you're going to just lay there
Really?
and just be,
I must have
it
been.
does not work.
Well, it's because they're checking on you, but still, it's just like
right in the middle of a deep sleep.
You're just sitting there sleeping, lights are off, everything just click. Hey, just coming in to check on you.
Yeah.
Just wondering how you're doing. But like,
they poke you, they prod you, they draw labs.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Hey, we just need a little more blood.
Time out. They turn on the lights?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did it. Hold up. Okay, so
kind of hospital are you in?
I went my freshman year of college during Christmas break, I had kidney surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the deal. I was in there over Christmas. My surgery was like on the 23rd, and I got out like the 26th, 25th maybe. But they never woke. I got full nights of sleep.
Yeah, because they didn't want to deal with
it. They didn't care about you. Went in the middle of the night. It's okay.
Yeah, they went in. They're like, is he breathing?
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Maybe I get no service.
Nurses check on the patients they like the least.
That part. Yeah, they didn't like you very well, Nick.
They love me. They love me.
No,
maybe to your face. Maybe to your face.
They walked out and they're like, that kid, man. He's the worst.
I was nice. All I asked was for ESPN on the TV.
That's what does it. That's what does it.
Dang.
Aren't you watching
They
HGTV?
wanted Dr. Phil and all that on the TV.
I'm just saying, man. Watch HGTV. Watch Discovery Channel.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know how much River Monsters I watched when we had Ellie? Well, when Rachel had Ellie? All the River Monsters. Not all the Naked and Afraid. It was great.
Oh, well, of course.
Shout out to Discovery Channel.
Freaking. Okay.
Got him.
Anyway,
What's
all
up, man?
What's coming up? How was the 3 and 8 week? I'm just kidding. What's coming up? What's coming up on the show today?
We'll talk Huskers Purdue. What's sustainable for Nebraska? Is there 2 games above 500 and 1 game away from bowl eligibility? What's sustainable? What do we have to watch out for in November? What's to be concerned about? We'll go over an interesting weekend in college football, a little more in depth. A few games I want to get to. And recruiting update with Brian Munson. Didn't talk to him last week. There's a lot going on in Husker football recruiting.
Colorado loses a lot of bling out there in UCLA.
Literally.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it for us. Make sure you stick around. On the Block with Strick and Austin is coming up next. Thanks again for hanging out, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Adios. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and man, the October incentives get better. You won't want to miss this happening right now at Coppell. You have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right, happening right now until the end of the month. 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at coppellcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with approved credit.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the